Well, 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 well. Wild card weekend pass day one. Hmm. Um, Shocking results happened yesterday. Hmm. Well, we're gonna talk about that. We got some Sunday action coming too. Hmm. Let's go proceed on the Sunday morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Yes, yes, I have a different jersey on today because they're playing today. I got a different jersey on because they're playing today. Good morning, good morning,
Good morning.
Good morning.
good
Good
morning,
morning.
morning. Wild card weekend day one has passed. Welcome to the report. Um, um, Rob Lone Wolf, how the morning?
Good morning. It's been a good morning so far.
Lone Wolf, how's
Shoot,
your morning?
my morning is good right now.
For now, we'll find out in the next 7 hours how that feel. Um,
Hmm.
um, let's get right to it, y'all, because we're not gonna have to be on here for long today. Because we're gonna get right to it, get with these games and call it a day. So let's start with game one. Um, Justin Harbord, what's up? Hello, can somebody explain something to me? I missed something.
Hey,
Justin
hey,
Harbord,
Rob.
Justin Harbord again. Second time in the playoffs, and you put up that kind of a performance.
Hey,
You
Rob.
got sacked.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You got sacked 5 times at the least. You got picked off 4 times. Rat ass is what I call it.
Um,
You weren't the only one. She picked Houston too.
Hmm.
Did I not just give you your credit? Stay on
You can
credit.
speak, Lone Wolf. Since you picked Houston, go ahead.
I told y'all I had a funny feeling about this team known as the LA Chargers. Something did not click right with me with them. And then all of a sudden, when I watched it, say, wait a minute, now something clicked right with me. Despite Justin Herbert throwing 3 turnovers,
He did 4.
this four if you include fumble. Um, Everything else. Plus, Lamar Chapman had a curse. I forgot about that curse. That curse is still around. You see, that curse. See, this is say. See, the Chargers had this curse called Marsh Chapman had my curse, which means that Marsh Chapman took it to the playoffs, went 14-2 on his record, lost the division playoff, and then he got fired. And all of a sudden now, years later, I think maybe almost 20 years later, the curse is still around. Not even Jim Harbaugh can outrun the curse. But let's face it, Houston Texas knew what he was doing, and the defense was all over him. I give it to Houston, and I knew that he was going to win this game because I didn't like how the Chargers. Something about the Chargers didn't click right, would seem right with me, and I called it. There you go.
I'm gonna need for you to pick a curse. First, you said it was the Marty Schottenheimer, and you said it's the Anthony Lynn curse.
No,
I'm gonna need
I said I know it's not the Anthony Lynn curse. It's the Mark Schumacher curse.
yeah, but then you also mentioned
I
Anthony Lynn in this time
I
in the
mentioned I mentioned Anthony Lynn on him taking the Chargers to the AFC Championship.
exactly, and you've been saying ever since then they've been cursed about that. Good. I'm gonna need for you to pick a curse and stick with it.
Well,
Point is with this game is both these teams started out flat like pancakes. They were both terrible at first. This one team decided to click and the other one didn't. let's just call a spade a spade. Both these teams offensively was not all that great. And if either one of these teams were advanced, they're going to lose to either Kansas City or Buffalo to begin with. So either way, they got a bad. Either both these teams got a bad draw. Whoever they get, it's just whoever wanted it just a little bit more between the two. And it was obviously Houston because they went through worse. And the even worse part about it is, Lad McConkey had a third best wide receiver game in a debut of the NFL in the playoffs, and it comes up for nothing. Let's just call it what it was. Justin Herbert played bad, and they want to keep anointing Justin as one of the elites of the elites. Well, in order to be one of the elites of the elites, you actually got to win a playoff game or two. You haven't even done one yet.
Mhm.
And I can't even use you were up at one point because you really wasn't even up most of the game to begin. You only got a touchdown when you threw that lob pass to Lad McConkey, and after that, that was it. Your field goal team and your defense try to hold up as much as they could, but by the time they tried to get back into it, it was over. So this is strictly all on Justin this time around. So I can't. I mean, the running game was horrific. You didn't get J.K. Dobbins or Gus Edwards going at all early. Y'all tried to trust in Justin Herbert's arm, and it backfired. Herbert is not one of the top 10 elites. When it comes to the regular season, he is. But playoffs, I can't put him up there because you got to start winning some of them. And I get it. I get it. You haven't been at home for neither one of them, but that's no excuse. The great ones go wherever they need to go and win football games, especially playoff games. So until you get some playoff wins underneath your belt, sir, I can't put you in one of the top 10 elites. I can't.
Um, y'all, the last time when they were in the playoff, beside yesterday, they did what no one thought anyone would do, was to lose a 27-point lead to Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
And we all knew how that was supposed to end for the Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, it didn't end there. They had to go ahead and suffer another year of BS to this good for nothing coach. And now they were looking good in this game to begin with defensively, and then in the second half, Justin Herbert turned into a pumpkin. I think what the Chargers need in the offseason is to go ahead and find some weapons for Justin Herbert, because Lad McConkey ain't go. I know he's a great player, but they need some more weapons. They addressed everything else in this draft with the offensive line and whatever, but now they need to go get some help. If they get some help, I think the Chargers take that next level.
Yeah,
But
but
they need help.
my only concern now, you can make the adjustment and get better weapons for him on the offense side of the ball, but you need to get younger on the defensive side of the ball as well. Because Khalil Mack ain't getting no younger. Joey Bosa ain't getting no younger. Derwin James ain't getting no younger. So you got to start addressing those needs really right now, because this defensive core is only going to be like this for a while longer. Because let's just say it, the peak of that defense was when they went to the playoffs the first time around with Justin Herbert. That was the peak of the defense. Now
Mhm.
we get into the decline part of this defense. It's still there, but it's starting to slow down. So at some point, not only they got to address the offensive side of the ball, but they're really going to have to start addressing the defense, because it's going to get to the point where the offense is going to be up here and the defense is going to start slowing down here. So at least get some more now I wouldn't even say replaceable, but at least manageable defensive players that can balance it out. So when it is time for Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa and Derwin James to step aside, they're not going to miss that much just off of those three being gone. But I do agree with you. They do need more offensive weapons because Ladd McConkey and Quentin Johnson can't be their only hope. And they're going to have to get some younger running backs to go with him
I
as well.
can't even trust. I can't even trust Quentin Johnson at this point.
Well, I trust him because of the youth. The youth is there for him, and you just need to keep growing. He's got to grow with this quarterback. He's got to figure it out. I mean, this is the
2
thing.
years, Rob. 2 years, you can't catch a ball. I don't want to hear it.
Neither could the next guy that we get ready to have this conversation about that's in Pittsburgh. They can't catch nothing. But that's neither here or there. His talent is there. If the talent is there, you just got to grow with it and figure it out. There have been a lot of quarterbacks. There's a lot of wide receivers, i.e. Nelson Aguilar, who could never find his hands. And for some odd reason, he's paired with Lamar Jackson. His hands are found.
Who?
Nelson Aguilar.
Yes, Lord.
Hands has been found ever since he stepped foot in Baltimore.
Nelson Aguilar and Quentin Johnson, no. 2 years, sir. 2 years you've been trying to give this man. You're trying to give this man a pass, and this man has yet to find his hands. I'm sorry. 2 years. 2 years. I'm sorry. Jamar Chase had a preseason where he thought he forgot his hands, and look where he at now. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
Jamal Chase has nearly a triple crown. Cool.
Thank you.
Problem is, the difference between him and Quentin Johnson is one was in the playoff, the other one is not. That's the only difference.
And Quentin Johnson is going to blame it on injury.
No.
That.
This is and you can't compare Jamar Chase and Quentin Johnson because Jamar Chase had one quarterback for ever since we've known them two together. Then this one person has had it for only 2 years. So you can't apples and oranges. You can't do that.
I'm not until he shows me he can improve on his hands.
Well, look on the bright side. The difference, and you're right about this, Rob. What Jamal Chase and Jamal Chase and Joe Burrow, they've been together ever since what 7 8 years.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
And I'm at the numbers. I'm at the years.
I'm just
looking. I'm at the years.
I understand. I understand the quarterback, whatever. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the production of the player itself. Himself. Jamar Chase himself. Quentin Johnson himself. When I see Quentin Johnson, he get wide open passes and this man cannot catch a ball. He been doing this for 2 years.
Sounds like George Pickens.
Now, let's get matter of fact.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get to that game. No. I want to get to that game because he gonna need some off season come to Jesus moment in the off season. Him personally. I don't know what George Pickens needs to do in the off season, but he needs to go to some counseling. Because if only he could have caught some of them balls or not offensive pass interference, he could have made this game a little bit more interesting. But your little attitude is going to cause the Pittsburgh Steelers organization to take a real, real bad step back. Yeah, I figured that. I figured that what would happen.
Well,
we signed Mike Vrabel.
Yeah, it's official.
It was happening. It was bound to happen. Yeah. We signed Mike. We signed Mike Vrabel.
So Patriots hired Mike Vrabel as their new head coach.
Yeah. That's not a surprise.
Ain't no surprise. No. Just show me who y'all really are. That's who y'all are.
Anyways,
y'all got rid of that. Like I said, y'all got rid of that man by lunchtime.
Continue.
No,
before dinner.
Anyways,
but go ahead.
Anyways, I need him to have a serious off season of counseling before you get back in the Steelers organization because of you, part of it because of you is the reason why they're home right now. You, you. Um, Russell Wilson didn't look too hot either. It didn't help his case. Russell Wilson looked like rat ass again. Um, running game was non-existent. Running game was non-existent. No surprise there because Baltimore is one of the best in stopping the run anyway. And before I turn it over to the sister, you need to come closer to the camera because I know you are very happy of the performance that you have seen with your Baltimore Ravens. So yeah, yeah. Go ahead and give a shout out to the Baltimore Ravens and what they have done, what we've been trying to tell them they should do, and they did.
Good morning. Praise the Lord. I want
Mm-hmm.
to honor God on this day.
Mm-hmm.
But let's start with the opposition first. I wanna elaborate. No, I want to elaborate on what you just said.
Oh,
There are a handful of stars that needed to have a come to Jesus moment. More specifically, a handful of stars that need to get their heads from up behind their. You know what? They almost made me cuss.
nah, sister. I giving you permission. Please say it. Please say it.
It's
No,
Sunday.
please say it. I don't care. Say it.
So
They
if
need to hear
I'll
it.
say
They need to
I'll
hear
say it
it.
for you.
Let
Hey,
them say
I'll
it.
say it
No,
for you.
no, no.
y'all,
Say it.
let her
Let them say
speak.
it.
Let her speak.
they need to get their heads from up between their ass crack. That's what they need to do. They need to get their heads from up yonder. Because if they don't, they will be going up yonder. Okay. Now, my thing is and these are players like George Pickens. It's ego. Caleb Williams. It's ego. It's players like that who really need to stop focusing on the glitz and the glam of the NFL and realize that this is a business. This is your profession. This is a job. And this is also your craft. So if you focused on all of those things and worked this like it was a business, a job, and a craft, and invested in yourself and worked on yourself in the off season, because if you see that you didn't perform well in the regular season, you need to be doing everything you can to show how you have bettered your craft in the off season. And like I'm gonna use Loney's line, he needs to show that his hands are not made for decoration. But enough about the trash. Let's talk about the treasure. Okay. So, shout out to my team. Flock Gang Strong. The purple and the black and the gold. Um, Lamar, one of their super fans yesterday had a tattoo done and it says Lamarvelous. And that is exactly what he was. Lamarvelous. But the true superstar of this game was the Deuce, aka the what? The King.
The king,
The King.
the king, not
Okay.
the king, not the king, the king.
And he's so humble about it. Derrick Henry is in the era of his life where he has perfected his craft. He's 30. He's 31 years old. He's not a youngin in this craft, and he's dominating. And that stiff arm is getting stiffer by the minute. He is throwing these little boys. It is not even funny anymore. Like he is throwing them disrespectfully.
Mika Fitzpatrick, how you feeling this morning?
Um, and I was just saying to Rob when I looked at the stats, he ran more yards than Lamar threw yesterday. Okay. Shout out to Lamar for listening to his mama. His mama said, son, you need to run a little more. He took mama's advice. He ran a little more.
10
And
out of 10 performance.
if they can, and hold on, I have to give a huge shout out to my defense. And although they started off a little, they picked that thing right on up. My secondary looks like they done found where the secondary was missing. They done figured that out. But like Lamar says, they got to figure out the little small kinks so they don't have to have these issues with points allowed. Some of these things could have been preventable. But I think one of the biggest, the beautiful things that Mike Tomlin did do was this, and people think it is wrong or whatever. I love the quarterback switch because you never know what you're going to get. I love how they can interchange these quarterbacks with Pittsburgh. And I don't normally give them credit, and you know that. But I love how they can do the interchangeable quarterbacks. But I know that to be able to keep it, it's going to be super expensive. So somebody got to go. Unless Russ decides to take a super cheap he might though, because Russ is going to get paid from the Broncos next year, so it really doesn't matter. He's on a $1 million deal.
So I gonna give this question back to you. After how you saw Russell Wilson look this year, you want him back in your you would want him back in your building?
I think that this was not all Russell Wilson. Because if you look at some of these throws and you look at the throws, it's a lot of the cohesion in the offense of them downfield. They're just not clicking. He hasn't been throwing necessarily a lot of reckless passes. This is more of a shared effort on the offense. The offense is just not clicking. But I will also say, when I looked at the stats, it did look like Justin Fields, the games that they started with Justin Fields, they got off to better starts and they won. So maybe put Russ back on the bench and let Justin start? I don't know. But I think whatever it is, there is some miscommunication downfield. And it definitely starts with George Pickens.
Lone Wolf, what say you?
Oh, I told y'all about this, about what's going to happen. I said the Steelers offensive line wasn't going to hold up.
Why are you?
Hey, offensive line, how y'all doing? Steelers offensive line, you doing great? Doing fine? You see, Russell Wilson got put on his butt cheeks. Listen, I think it's time for Russell Wilson to go ahead and just retire. Take your $40 million. Take your $40 million. Take your $40 million and just retire. You don't need the money. You good. Like Mika Fitzpatrick got stiff arm. Mika, you wasn't the only one that had 50 miles. Go ask what's that dude's name that used to play for Josh? I can't think. He used to play for Carolina. Josh Norman. Go ask Josh Norman about Derrick Henry's stiff arm. He'll tell you all about it. Give him a call. He'll tell
You
you
mean the one
all
where
about it.
you mean the one where he went ahead and mushed him all across half of your television screen?
That's the one. That's the one. He was playing with Buffalo at the time too. Point of being this, as far as Ravens goes, Ravens, y'all did your job. Plain and simple. Charles Harbaugh did what he had to do. I'm glad because I was about to worry about you because you decided to feed the man over 20 times. Thank you. That's all we asked for. Nothing more, nothing less. We asked for 20 carries at least in the playoffs. The man had 20 carries for almost 200 yards. He was running that. DJ Watt had no clue what to do. Cameron and Haywood was basically tired. You see themselves out on suck and win. Now the Ravens already moved on to the next round. The question is who they take on? We don't know.
Rob, you got it.
Well, I mean, I would be winning entire too, and I only got to deal with Derrick Henry. I also got to do it with Lamar that's running now, that also ran for about 15 carries. So you got to add that into the equation as well. Because as much as all they got to do it, because remember when they played in Pittsburgh, they stopped Lamar from running and made Derrick Henry try to beat them, and that didn't work out. Last time around, before the playoff game, he out threw the Steelers and Derrick Henry ran. Now this time we could get a double dose of not only is Derrick going to run, now you're going to make Lamar run. And when you got two guys in the first half together was 164 rushing yards, I'd be tired too. I'd be exhausted. That's why Cam Hayward went into the back early. He was like, "I'm not." Look,
Oxygen. I need
one
oxygen.
one thing about the NFL now, it is a young man's league, and unless you're fit conditioned to stay out there as long as you can, you're going to be just as tired as the Steelers were, and that's how they feel within these last 5 years. Tired. The defense is tired. Cam Hayward is tired. TJ is getting tired. Minka is getting tired. He has held this defense for so long that now it's looking older and older and older by the years. And they're known for defense. But now, within these last 2 games of being in Baltimore and being just dominated, it just looks like it's time, and I thought I would never have to say this. It's time for this band to start breaking up. The whole. I never thought I would have to say this about it, but it might be time.
You thought they would retire before they would have to break up?
I would think that would happen, but I don't see this group being here as much longer as is needed. I think it's time for like Cam Hayward to step aside. Maybe in a couple of years, TJ and Minka can step aside, but they need to go ahead and start looking for the future now. Because if they don't, they're going to be one of these teams that held out just way too long, and now you're going to have to start all the way from scratch. And normally the Steelers, when they start from scratch, they're not all the way out. They have some pieces left that can keep them going. But by the way this is going, if they keep playing the way they're playing, I don't see this. I can honestly say next year, if they try this route again, he's going to have his first losing season. And that losing season could possibly end up with him being fired.
Yeah, if he has a losing season, he's going to lose his job.
Yeah, but I think next year will be even worse, because if you bring some of these pieces back and there's nothing that changes, then you can't blame the quarterback anymore. You can't blame the defense. There's only one person they're going to gun at even more than anything else, and that'll be Mike at this point. Because the only thing that really saved Mike Tomlin this year was the fact that they had a great start and they just fell apart at the end. Ever since the Eagles game, ever since they played the Eagles, they have just been on this downward slope, and it never got off. And you got the first of draw of them all, which is seeing a divisional rival that knows you more than anybody else. Not what you wanted in the first round. They shouldn't even have been in the playoffs. At this point, you might have should have just had Cincinnati in the playoffs. At this rate, if this is what we knew we were going to get.
Now I'll be honest with you, Rob. You said this happened during the Philadelphia game, correct? But it's still spiraling down.
That's where it got ugly then.
Yeah. To me, it got ugly the minute they made the postseason. The minute they clinched the playoff berth.
It was ugly way before that.
Yeah.
You got to remember that. Remember when they played Philly? Philly only had 2 losses, and they only had 3. So this seemed like this could have been a potential matchup we might see down the road. But Philly just told Pittsburgh, "You're not even close to where you need to be." And ever since that game, it's just been a downward slope that they just never got off.
Now, about the offensive line, About the offensive line that I saw something about Steelers. I see something different. I know you guys noticed for the past few weeks, but you know the difference between how they protect Russell Wilson and Justin Fields.
Yeah, because one is a more of a running quarterback that they look at for play, like they run RPOs than they would for Russ when you got to stand in the pocket for 3 seconds and hope that he throws the ball for good sake.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. All right, let me
Okay, stop.
let me go back
Hold
to
on.
this.
Let me say
Go
something real
ahead.
quick. The two of y'all is
Okay, go
saying
ahead.
something. The two of y'all is saying something that y'all really don't want to say, and I'm gonna say for you. Russell Wilson cannot work in that offense.
I said that from the beginning.
Russell Wilson cannot work in that offense. A matter of fact, Statue of Liberty quarterbacks don't work in the National Football League no more unless you have an elite offensive line, i.e., Lions, i.e., Eagles, i.e., Vikings. You cannot,
Ravens.
yeah, that you cannot have Statue of Liberty quarterbacks with bad offensive line play, and that's what Pittsburgh have. You have a bad offensive line. You have a Statue of Liberty quarterback now because he is not running like how he used to. He'll run sometimes, but when he has to, he is not doing it. Russell
Them
Wilson does not
36.
work.
No,
They need
them
a mobile
36-year-old
quarterback.
ladies.
I don't know why. I don't know why where they took our Fields when they had a winning record to begin with. Fields were working in the offense. They just needed time to develop between him and Pickens. They should have kept Fields. Now they're in a conundrum now in the offseason where they have to decide who they're going to keep. If they're going to keep any one of them at
Oh,
all. They
that's
don't
easy.
know.
If I was a smart man, they don't know. But if we're smart, I'd rather keep Justin Fields.
That would be the ideal
Mhm.
choice to do. But the question is, are they going to do it? Because they got way more questions to answer than just that.
And
Go ahead, Rob.
to answer that question is neither.
Thank you.
Keep neither.
They
Neither.
You got
got two quarterbacks. They don't have none.
Yep. You got to worry about trying to keep Najee Harris. That's number one.
Nah, Najee Harris gone.
Well, then
I hate to say it, he's gone.
I tell you this much: you let Najee walk in the door, then you really gonna be starting all the way over, and you really gonna have to let Mike Tomlin go. So to
Yep.
save the organization's face, they're gonna find a way to keep Najee Harris because they know if they let, they
Well,
know. I'm telling you now, any of these teams that are out of the playoffs by maybe about a game or so, let Najee Harris walk into their building.
If Pittsburgh is too far in the draft to where they have to find a running back. If they're trying to get a running back in this draft, it's not here.
Mm-mm.
And there's only
well,
one
see,
running
if
back
they were
projected in the
smart,
first round. There's only one running back projected in the first round, and we already know who that is.
And
I think it's two.
really one. The second one might be a sneak, but really it's one, and that one is going to be gone by the time it gets down to Pittsburgh. And even if
Thank
it
you.
passes,
Oh yeah. If you're talking about Jenny, yeah, he's gonna be gone.
Genty is coming down. He's going to be either going to either two
He's
places.
gonna be gone.
Yeah, he will be gone. He will be gone by the time.
Yeah.
He will be gone by the time it hits Dallas. By the time they get to
Yeah.
Dallas, Genty will be gone by then. And even if he passes,
Yeah.
San Francisco will get him right behind him.
And that's not even the other conundrum they have. They gonna keep Tomlin?
No,
That's the number one
no,
question.
yeah. But here's the thing.
So
Like this.
they got
This is the thing.
go
If
ahead,
you want to keep Najee Harris, you should have gave him his 5th-year option. You didn't. That's the problem. Najee Harris had a 5th-year option, and they declined it.
Because do you remember the last offensive
So you want to keep Najee?
player they actually gave a 5th-year option to? It's called Ben. Ben was the
That
last
was
one.
yeah.
So not a lot of offensive players get a 5th-year option unless you're just
they're productive.
Well, if
And
you look at Najee,
and according and for Najee Harris for the last 4 years, it's been like this.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't really
and it had to do with
until
the game by his bearings because some of it had to do with
Go ahead, Chris.
his
Oh, hold
offensive
on.
line. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, trying to hear.
Oh, go ahead.
What you said, sis?
He didn't find his bearing until later in the season. And even still, it wasn't like incredible. Like it was just very nominal. Like I need
Pedestrian.
a yard here. Need I say geriatric at a young age because he's playing.
Pedestrian.
No, geriatric.
Well, the team is geriatric because the office is geriatric. It's so archaic that there's nothing that surprises you when you
The
go to Pittsburgh.
Steelers still play in that bulky mindset. They have not gotten into the mindset of you got to loosen up. People got to run. Your tight Lamar said last night. He says, "Man, we got tight ends that run like wide receivers. You gotta loosen up your offense. Your offense can't be as bulky and archaic. And the Steelers have always had this steel wall mentality, and the steel wall is starting to show that it's not like a vibranium one.
Oh, and one thing before we move on to this Sunday slate, wardrobe malfunction. Shout out to Baltimore Ravens for finally after all these years decided to want to put captain patches on their captains in the playoffs. But there's one wardrobe malfunction. Lamar Jackson is not a one-star captain. He's a five-star captain. He's been a captain for over 5 years. His shit should be gold, not one star with a C.
Oh,
It should be gold.
I ain't even pay that not one bit of mind.
Yeah, I noticed that. I love those patches, but look, God damn it, he's a 5 year he's a 5 year leader, not one. Anyways, next we got Sunday slate. We got a triple header for these beautiful Sunday people that like to sit their backside down and watch football. But we have game number one residing in Orchard Park. We have the Denver Broncos going on the road to face an MVP candidate, Josh Allen, and the Buffalo Bills, aka Table, Ladders, and Chairs, aka the Rally, whichever one you want to call it. Last time I checked, the spread was 9.
And a hook.
Disrespectful as
No,
hell.
no.
And
It's
the
okay.
over under is
40.
I think it was
I think it
46.
was 45,
46 to the hook.
44, 45. It's somewhere in there.
27 and a hook.
Oh, and it moved
And
up.
the spread is 8.5.
Oh, they pushed it down.
Oh, so it went down on the spread and it went up on the over under.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sister, I'll give it to you first. I need a anytime touchdown for the people, and I need a prediction.
Well, let's just start by saying today's weather in Buffalo, New York is 32 degrees and it feels like 25.
Nothing new to us.
And thank God they're playing early because they're expecting snow this afternoon.
Again, nothing new to us.
Anywho, this is going to be both of these teams are used to balmy and cold conditions. You've got a Denver Broncos quarterback who is a rookie who is ignorance on fire. And I love it. I got to admit, I love it. And you've got the MVP hopeful, because that's what we're going to call him, hopeful, and Josh Allen, who this should be a lock for him. But I feel like there might be something in the milk that ain't clean. That's just me personally. I have a feeling that these young ignorance on fire children are going to give these Bills a run for their money because they're used to the same conditions. That 8.5 is disrespectful. I would say it's more like 3. It's going to be like a field goal. And I'm going to say that my touchdown person is Cortland Sutton.
Mm.
And I am saying going with, as much as he says it may or may not gonna happen, I'm going with the team over here in the orange and the blue. Broncos country, let's ride.
Mm. Lone Wolf. That's one for Denver. Shockingly. Okay.
I'm not afraid of no Buffalo Bills, and I'm not afraid of no Josh Allen.
Come on.
I have no fear. Well, we're going to the rally. I have no fear. None. Zero. Zilch. Anytime touchdown, Marvin Mims Jr.
Rob. Well, I know who you got. Well, so what who you got, bro? I know you speak from your heart. So what you got?
That's the problem.
Oh shit. I'm going this way.
My head is saying that Buffalo is going to win this game. That's what my head is saying. Because I know if there's any other quarterback outside of Lamar Jackson that has a lot of pressure on him on opening weekend, it's Josh Allen.
I'll
Yeah,
say he's number 2 on the list. Yeah.
that's it. Outside Lamar, it's he's right behind them. Now Lamar played a great game yesterday. No picks, no turnovers, only 1 sack. Very high productive day. Difference between the defense of the Steelers and the defense of the Broncos is we can get our hands on the quarterback. We have the most sacks in the entire NFL. We have the best corner in the NFL. We have one of the best tandems of linebackers in the NFL. And this defensive up front is very sneaky good. The weather does not bother me because we deal with a high altitude and 5,280 feet along with cold weather all the time. Nothing bothers me about the weather. Today, it is about the experience. This is most of these players' first time seeing the playoffs. But there's one person that has seen the playoffs more than anybody on the field and putting the headset on, and that will be Sean Payton. And if there's one person that I want to see do well in the playoffs that can give a team a scare, it is Sean Payton and this orange and blue crush. So if I gotta put something on it, I will take the spread. I will take the under in this game because I have a funny feeling Antonio by Monday night will be asking the question he has been wanting to ask all season long.
Is this your king?
He's been wanting to ask it, and if there's one game that can get him to ask it more than any other game, it's a first round playoff game against the Broncos. So why not? Why not us? Last year we had Green Bay being the first number 7 seed to win a playoff game against those Cowboys. Why not us? And for an anytime touchdown, I'm going to give it to Josh Allen. It's going to be very simple. Josh Allen will get a touchdown. I'm not even worrying about that. That's the easy one.
This is very weird that 3 people picked Denver.
Technically, it's 2. You already knew that the 2 of us were going to go with our own team. She was the wild card surprise.
So it's 3. 3 people picked Denver.
Who's going for your team? We thought you
Um,
going for your team.
No, Antonio's been the one that's been with us through the thick and thin.
But
I'm the one that shipped off. I shipped off this team since week 1. Actually, since week 0.
But then he backpedaled too.
But he only backpedaled to get to where he's at. At least he stayed on the train. I've been off the train. I just got back on a month ago.
Okay. To be honest, I am quite surprised that all of y'all picked the same team. Um, I will say this. Patrick Sotan gonna have one side of the field, so Josh Allen gonna have a half a field to work with today. But I have seen this man did some things with half fields or no fields. If it's any time for him to prove why he's a MVP candidate, this will be a game for him to prove it.
Oh, I agree.
So I gonna go ahead and however you want to call it, pregnant, non-pregnant, or whatever. I'll take the lone wolf on this one, and I'll take Buffalo for the win. But I will agree with my boy Rob over there. 9 is not cool. We'll take the spread on that one because Sean Payton playoff experience better than anybody on the field. Gonna make this a hell of a lot interesting, and he knows how to muck up a game in the playoffs. So I think 9 is too much. So give Buffalo the spread. I mean, give Denver the spread, but I think Buffalo gonna clean it out, clutch it up in the end. Anytime touchdown. Everybody say Josh Allen, Marvin Mims, Cortland Sutton. The one guy that has been pretty good this year behind Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry.
James Cook.
There you go.
Yeah.
Number 3 on the list. I'll give it to James Cook. James Cook had over 15 rushing touchdowns this year, had a breakout season. Yeah, I'll give it to Cook. If either Cook or Allen in the red zone, they'll give it to Cook a few times before they try and do Superman things. Next game.
I like it.
Next game. We are going to here. We got the cleared concussion protocol quarterback Jalen Hurts and the 2,000-yard running back that didn't went for 2105 Eric Dickerson record Saquon Barkley and the Burgang Eagles in Lincoln Financial Field going against the Cheeseheads that came all the way from Green Bay, Wisconsin with a quarterback with a jacked up hand, a good running game, and a suspect defense to me. I don't know what the over-under is. I think it was 43.
Nah, I think it's 45. I think it's 45.
I know Philly is favored, but I don't remember the over-under. I think Rob is looking for it.
45 and a hook, 4.5.
Philly favored 4.5, 45 and a hook is the magic number. All right. Who wants it first?
Well, she's in the shower, so I'll give you the answer to her. She's rolling with the Bird Gang, and she's got Saquon, of course, for a time, which is very, very easy in the part. I'm going to roll with the Eagles as well. My only issue is I just think that the reason why I think Green Bay shot themselves in the foot last week by playing their starters when they had no business playing neither one of them. I get it. It was for seeding, but guess what? If you would have lost. If you would have played your backups, you still would have lost anyway, and you still would have got the Eagles. But at least you'd have been fully strength against the Eagles than half strength against the Eagles because Jordan Love's elbow, they're going to test that out today. They're going to test that elbow out today.
Mm-hmm.
That means it could be another game where Josh Jacobs is going to have a field day. The difference between them seeing week 1 and right now is location, location, location. You met them in Brazil the first time around. Split down the middle, Eagles won in the fourth quarter. This time around, you got to travel to Lincoln Financial. And outside of Kansas City and Buffalo, if there's one place I don't want to step foot in when it comes to the playoffs, is Lincoln Financial. No matter who you are, that place is ridiculous. It is loud. It is rambunctious. It is disrespectful. It is football country. I don't want to be that team going in there opening day of playing the Eagles. So I'll roll with the Eagles, but they better show and prove today because I guarantee you this. If for some odd reason, crazy for certain reason, the Packers go back-to-back wins as the number 7 seed, Sirianni, you're going to be the first one out the door, and you might not even make it past the booth because
Oh
if the Eagles
yes.
don't hire you after a loss, I promise you, the Eagles faithful will do something to you before you become fired.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of Lamar and Josh, Sirianni, don't screw this up opening round. You can't afford to lose no games, no time soon. Not even an NFC Championship game. If you lose that one, you might get your head chopped off there too. Your best bet is to take them back where you were 2 years ago. Nothing more, nothing less.
I think if he went to the if I think if he went to the NFC Championship game and lost to Detroit in a close one, his job will still be saved.
I don't. I think it's that serious when it comes to him. They've been trying to look. You got to remember, they tried to get rid of him when they were 9-0.
Mm-hmm.
How you gonna get rid of somebody? Look, how you think about get rid of somebody when they're 9-0 and not try to get rid of them when they're in the playoffs? Oh no! The only way he will be secured and safe is by making it to New Orleans. Because in the words of Kendrick Lamar, NFC Championship game, it's not enough. Not anymore.
Okay. Lone Wolf, are you there?
Them here.
Who you got?
Well, I don't trust the Packers defense today, particularly the secondary. I don't trust Jordan Love's elbow today because that throw, especially that's his throwing arm, that's not looking too hot. And I don't trust Matt LaFleur's game strategy. Not today, I don't. I'm rolling with Philly cheesesteak, and my anytime touchdown. Give me the phenomenal one, A.J. Brown.
Oh yeah, I forgot the name at any time. Welcome back, Jalen Hurts. I smell a tush push.
Um, make that four. Um, Yeah, took my anytime touchdown from me. So I'm gonna go one on the other side. Give me Josh Jacobs.
Who took yours? Well, they both. Well, she picked Saquon, he picked AJ, and I picked Jalen.
I know I like Saquon. I like both. I like Saquon and AJ, but I'll do Jacobs because they're gonna give them the ball a lot anyway. So if they're giving them the ball a lot, I think one of them they'll break through for a touchdown. But I think
Don't be surprised if Dallas Goldberg get in there.
no, I think they're gonna more rely on Saquon this time, man. They rested Saquon. They had Saquon go for the record. I think they're gonna rely on him today. Saquon for about 100 yards today and about a touchdown or two. I think he got it. Um, next
Oh,
game.
and
Hmm?
Jordan Love a pick.
Oh yeah, that's secondary.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, she got Saquon for 2 touchdowns.
see, I just said it. See, I had a feeling. Yeah, I could. I think he will get two. He was. He didn't go for the
Yeah.
record. He might as well snap today. Um, Philly. I think Philly will cover, but I think they're gonna be. I think they're gonna start pouring on them late. Um, Sunday night. Sunday night. Last but not least, we got the probably the no argument offensive rookie of the year, Jaden Daniels, going
Not at all.
going down
Not at
south,
all.
going down south to Tampa Bay to face the leading passing touchdown quarterback Baker Mayfield. Well, it was Joe Burrow, but Baker number two. Um.
Top 5 and everything.
Oh yeah. Well, he just got his. He just got his incentive last week. Um. And Mike Evans, who just got another 1,000 yard season, tying Jerry Rice for the most consecutive 1,000 yard seasons. Um. And the future superstar Bucky Orvin and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Can somebody give me magic numbers?
Magic number for this game would be hometown favorite, hometown discount,
3,
and the highest one for today.
55.
Nah, 50 in the hook.
Hmm. I'll take the over on that one, but okay. I'll take it first. Um, Now the key to this matchup to me is gonna be Marshall Lattimore versus Mike Evans.
Part 10.
Another installment of these two that cannot stand each other on the field or off the field. They uniquely do not like each other. If you want to go back on the history, type in YouTube Marshall Lattimore versus Mike Evans, and I guarantee you, you'll have a whole subscription full of fights and arguments and brawls between these two back in the days of New Orleans and Tampa Bay. Even
10
in Brady
years of
days,
it.
even Brady days, we can even go back further. We can go Jameis Winston days
Let's
where
say,
they
let's
had
go back to Jameis days when they
yeah.
were
You can
young.
go even back to the Jameis Winston days where these two fought each other. If you want to go back and see how these two fight, you will see a whole playlist between these two, and both of these two end up with suspensions, fines, letters from the NFL league office. And 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 if you want to pick an over under on how many confrontations they will have today, 3.5, pick the over.
I agree.
They do
Mhm.
not like each other. So between them two, I think we need to just cut those two off of this game today. Okay. So Mike Evans, Lattimore, cut it off. Let's deal with everything else. Jaden Daniels and that offense and Baker Mayfield without Mike Evans. Maybe. Let's see how healthy Marshall Lattimore is. But I am scared about this game for Tampa Bay because the last time Jaden Daniels faced y'all, Jaden Daniels came close to beating y'all. And
Wait,
Jaden
They got destroyed.
I know,
Totally,
but he had
totally.
no. He had. This is what I'm saying. He had moments in the game where this game could have turned around,
Yeah,
and I think this is the game where they're going to find a way to keep this close. But unfortunately, I can't doubt the Bucks. The Bucks is one of the top five offense with a pretty decent defense. I'm gonna go with Baker Mayfield, but it's gonna be so close. Take the over. It's gonna be like 27-24 kind of deal. And give me Jalen McMillan to score. I'll take Tampa Bay.
here's my thing with this game. Well, I'll go with the other part. As much as we all know that Jaden Daniels is going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year, had he not played this year, this would have been Bucky's award. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
know his stat line was this good.
Mm-hmm.
He had over 1,100 rushing yards and 8 touchdowns. That's pretty damn good for a rookie running back coming into a system where they've been throwing most of the times. The only thing that worries me about this game is which running back tandem gets going first. Because both these quarterbacks rely on their running back tandems in order for them to be the better version of themselves, especially Jaden Daniels. He relies on Austin Eckler and Brian Robinson Jr. in order for him to get his legs going and get that offense rolling as well. I think this is probably going to be the best matchup all day today, and I'm so glad they chose this to be the Sunday night game because
Yes, Lord.
I couldn't see any other game could be the Sunday night outside of these two, except for the Monday night. But this is a very good Sunday night game. I think this is going to be a great chess match between two head coaches that have been in this spot before, know how to get out of the wild card. I just think that I honestly believe the experience might kill today. But even with that experience, something just tells me that Baker might have that day that Antonio's been waiting for.
Mm-hmm.
I think that could possibly be today because Baker's had games where he's thrown 3 touchdowns, but he's also thrown 3 interceptions. And if it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't Lucky Irvin, they probably would have had a worse outing than anything else. So if I have to pick one, I'm actually going to roll with the only upset I believe that will be an upset. I think Washington has enough to win this game. I
I'm not
think,
even mad at you at your pick.
yeah, because
This
I
is
think,
one of these games. This is the game that's gonna be real close to call. So
yeah,
I'm not even mad at your pick.
and I just think that what happened to them in week one is going to be a memory in Jaden Daniels' head that he does not, that he wants to shake off. Because you got to remember, week one, Baker threw 4 touchdowns that day. And
And
just,
that's a long time ago too.
yeah, and this
And
ain't,
it's very hard. And you're right. It's the factor that a lot of people might probably teeter towards Washington. It's hard to beat the same team twice in a same season.
exactly.
So that's why it's kind of hard for me to pick Tampa Bay. But this is one of them games that can go either way. They're
Yeah,
not rampant making this a Sunday night game, so I'm not mad at your pick.
no. Yeah, and I think for anytime touchdown, since Jaden got it the first time around, I would not be surprised if he gets another one again this time around as well, because it's going to come down to his legs to really open up that offense.
Mm-hmm.
Defense is going to be just fine. I think they're going to find a way to shake off Baker because I think they're going to try and make sure that Baker really doesn't beat them. They rather have Bucky. They rather have Bucky or Rashad White to beat them instead of Baker and McMillan. But also, the only also thing that worries me about it, most of everybody's of Tampa's guys that were hurt, they're all playing today. So Cade Otton is playing today. The left tackle is playing today. The right guard is playing today. So you're getting a lot of pieces back where it's fit for Tampa. I just think that it might be just a little too late to get them in a rhythm because I think Baker has found the rhythm with the guys that he has been with. But most of
Mm-hmm.
Hold on.
but I still go with Washington either with that. And I'll take the spread. Definitely take.
Okay.
And Ashley also said she's going with Washington as well.
And Bucky Irvin and Brian Robinson Jr. for the Tutties.
And she's going with both running backs on each side.
Oh, you're going with two guys for a touchdown today, huh?
Yeah, she's going with the running backs for the touchdowns.
Okay, I like.
It's one for two. There's 2 for 2. So I'm doing.
How are you picking Washington, but yet you're saying Bucky's getting 2 touchdowns? That's backwards.
No, because listen, I think Washington can definitely outsmart them, but they're gonna have Bucky using their legs. I think this is gonna be a super high scoring game, something like 34-27, something like that. And so I think
You're in my range. I said 30. I said 27-24.
I'm thinking 34. I'm thinking it's gonna be more than that. But I think Bucky is gonna try to give him the swing to try to come back, and it's just not going to be enough. I agree with you with all the pieces coming back from Tampa Bay. It's too late. They're not going to be in the rhythm, and it's going to cause a little bit of disruption, whereas Jalen already has the cohesion with his teammates. But if I had to parlay anything today, it would be Bucky for 2 and Saquon for 2.
I just think Bucky for 2 is a stretch today. That's just me. I mean, like this, it is funny because the NFL Network said the stat says that they think the only person this weekend will get 2 touchdowns has been the absolute one that everybody thought that would get 2 touchdowns, and that's Derrick Henry. That was the only one they picked for 2 touchdowns this week because you got to think about it. All the rest of the quarterbacks that's playing, they have an arm and they have receivers, and Baker's been winning most of these games is by the tandem of his arm and his throwing. So if you stop Baker for throwing, you got a shot.
Lone Wolf, what you got? So far, what? 2 for the Commanders and 1 for Tampa Bay.
Well, it's hard. Like I said, it's hard to be the same team twice. The problem I got with Tampa Bay is I got a problem with their secondary. I do have problems with their secondary today. I'm not gonna say nothing bad about Baker Mayfield because Baker Mayfield, I can't use Baker can get you fired. Mayfield can't use that no more. He got tapped into the postseason twice.
And a higher seeding last time around.
Right, so can't use that. So, but Dan Quinn, both these men been in the playoff scenario before. Dan Quinn and Todd Bowles. Both of them went to the Super Bowl. Dan Quinn and Todd Bowles.
One's got
only one won the Super Bowl, and that was Todd Bowles.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a different story because Jalen Daniels has figured this out. I'm going with the Commanders to win this game.
Yeah.
God, y'all may be playing Lone Wolf today. Shit.
You in my university now. Welcome.
Well, if Can't Get Right was with you, I think it'll be worse because you and him don't really get along, don't get picked stuff right anyway. So you might as well be a lone wolf.
Whoa. I made wait. I made some underdog picks right before, so hold on.
No, he did.
Better for you to be lone wolf than for you to agree with David. Because David might you probably switch back.
Yeah, he been. Look here.
What I was talking about.
My lone wolf pick don't be crazy stupid, okay? So and at least some of them don't work.
We're just saying out of the 3 of us, we're glad it's us picking you the lone wolf. Because if you said you're a lone wolf and then here come David come around the corner and say, well, I might have to agree with you, Ali, you might just flip over the table.
Yeah, I sure will.
See? Lone wolf right now. Because if David
I sure would.
If David
I
picks the
sure
team,
would. I ain't lying.
passed out.
I just going off of football sense. He
Yeah,
goes off of God knows what.
he goes off of
Okay.
polish. That's what he goes off of.
Yeah. Well, I told him I put him in the penalty box every time you want mention that word. So yeah, leave him alone. I going off of matchups and what we see out of our own two eyes, and we're all seeing it different. And it's not bad picks because right now in the playoffs, you're playing the best of the best. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
anything can
Yeah.
happen, and anything can happen, and it's one and done. It's not really ain't really no bad pick in this situation. Um, there's one pit of misery pit that is waiting for 13 teams to go in it.
What misery pit? I'm sorry. There's no misery pit. The misery pit is dead. There is no more the pit of misery. It's
Oh, I'm
dead.
sorry. Great. Well,
It's
I'm
the re.
sorry. Well, we have the graveyard. We have 13 teams that trying to go in the grave, and there's one dead man with an axe. So hey,
And it was
Yeah.
and by
Re,
the way, it was we had a great time in Baltimore last night.
oh, did we ever?
We had a
But
wonderful time.
before I went to Baltimore, I had to go to Houston to collect the soul.
Yeah, he
Then I
had
had
he
to
had,
go to Miami.
he had Houston.
Then I had to go to my. Then I had to go to Miami to collect a soul. There was one more spot I had to go to collect the soul.
Tell him I'm making the funeral meatballs.
Oh Lord.
I'm
Oh she made funeral meatballs for the
making the meatballs
for today.
you.
For today.
There's one more soul I had
is
to go
that the
collect.
final? Is that the final supper?
For the wild card teams, yes. For the wild card teams, they're getting meatballs today. Now when
Oh,
we get
final supper.
Yeah, now when we get to the divisional rounds and championship rounds, it'll get better for them because they at least earned that right to get to it. But for right now, this is normal funeral arrangements. You normally get the meatballs, you normally get the salads, you normally get just like light food to get you down to the lower room. So right now that's what they're getting. But last night, when I went to Jimmy's before he showed up, Jimmy Seafood. Jimmy Seafood. Yes, Lord, Jimmy Seafood. Baltimore right. And every time they win, the crime rate goes yeet. Every time.
Um. Um. Okay. Um. Well,
Now,
you go ahead
now,
and you keep eating all over yourself over there. Um.
oh yeah,
Okay.
I'm
So
You got the brokey.
Yep.
You got the
right
brokey.
now. I'm in Buffalo right now.
Oh, ain't
okay. Well.
be watching
Well.
it.
Well. We shall wait up on and see what happens with Buffalo. But before we go, let's run the hurry up real quick on the college football semifinal that just concluded. Um. Shout out to Notre Dame.
Yes.
Shout out to Notre Dame and Marcus Freeman. Since they want to go ahead and talk about you're the first African American coach to ever make the championship, yeah, y'all out there trying to put us black people like we don't know, we don't have black people that don't know how to coach. Okay, stop that. Stop that foolishness. Why don't you just say Notre Dame finally made it to the playoffs in the first time in God knows how long? Okay, and
10 years.
thank you, and shout out to Ohio State.
Going into the backyard of Texas.
Yay.
Oh, that's what it was. Texas. I had to go down there and collect the soul in Texas. There you go. I told you, Reaper Corporation is in collective mode today.
Shout out to Ryan Day and the Ohio State Buckeyes. Ever since that loss to Michigan, Ryan Day, you took your head out your ass and you lit these boys on fire and put some fire in their ass, and they finally playing like the championship team like they supposed to be. Shout out to y'all, and I give you my respect and good job to y'all. Now you have one more win to rectify the wrong that you did in that rivalry game against Michigan. It ain't over yet for you. You ain't done. You ain't finished. You still got one more game to do. We're not off the hook with your ass yet. You better get it done, sir. You got Notre Dame in front of you. You want everybody to forgive you for what you did in the shoe against Michigan? Beat them.
and your debt will be fully paid.
But there's only one problem. It's only one problem with this debt that's going to have to be paid. As you just said, we have a black head coach on Martin Luther King Day.
Come on.
In his hometown, in Martin Luther King's hometown, against the team that he played for. We got 4 problems that might not rectify that answer. All I can
So,
tell you is, Ryan Day,
so you
put your
better, you
booty
better,
caps on.
hey,
It's going to be
get
a long
your
ride.
pack a lunch, pack your children, pack your wife, pack your weights, pack everything. Because if you don't think Notre Dame and Riley Leonard don't want a national title, they coming.
And Notre Dame's national title is so old, I don't even remember the last time they got it.
Hey, remember,
That was that was in
hey,
'88, I think.
hey, he mentioned something about Marcus Freeman. Let me add something to it for Notre Dame fans, for them for motivation. Remember, Brian Kelly was in Notre Dame, and he said that he can't win a national title in this school. And he went to LSU. And up to this day, he has yet to give LSU a national title.
Oh,
And Marcus Freeman is one win away from making Brian Kelly look like a jackass.
Matter of fact, he did make him look like a jackass because Brian Kelly had not made to the national championship finals.
Oh no 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 no. Getting there is one thing. Winning it is another.
Hmm.
See, two coaches that have a lot to play for. One game, 60 minutes, two schools. We're going to talk about this matchup sooner or later. But I'm telling you right now, this is one national title that I'm looking forward to watch.
and it's crazy because it's going to be on Monday night when we got a Monday night double headers going on at the same time. We got a Monday night for the NFL and then a national championship the same night.
Pick your poison and choose which one you want to watch. Hey, for all them people that got double screens, you might need to have a double screen for this night
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
because um, it will be a divisional game on with this dopeness, dopeness. Um, but I know, I know we are about to get ready to split the screen and split out the hair because we are ready to call these games out. We we will be back tomorrow. I definitely gonna have the other co-host here because I know he want to talk about Notre Dame and how his team has done, how wonderful his team has done, and everything. So we'll definitely have him back. Um, but I'm looking forward to this Sunday. Um, I hope for everybody your team don't go home because there's a reaper waiting for you. So
Now who played that? Now who played that song? How you know that's one of my favorite songs? That's actually the new. That's actually the Reaper's new theme song now.
I appreciate that ending song. I appreciate you, Rob. You're doing an outstanding job. But until then, Rob, Lone Wolf, yours truly. We will see you tomorrow night on the aftermath. Enjoy Wild Card Day 2 football. Peace out.
All right.